Tuesday, November 13th, 2012. Good morning, everyone. My name is Landon Neal. I'm chairman of the board. Seated to my left is Commissioner Marisol Hernandez, and to my right is Commissioner Richard Cowan. First thing on the agenda this morning is a consideration of the agenda. Any additions or deletions? We'll move ahead to item 3, approval of minutes, but we do have minutes for Tuesday, November 9th. Everyone had an opportunity to review them?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Cowan, seconded by Commissioner Hernandez. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Executive Director's Report, Mr. Goff.
Oh, there's only 7 minutes.
Oh, we have 2 sets of minutes. Okay, sorry. So we also have minutes for...
Right after the yellow, October 23rd.
Thank you. October 23rd, 2012.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Moved and properly seconded. All those in favor? Aye. That'll be the order. Executive Director's Report and the Executive Director's Report. Mr. Goff.
We had an election the other day.
We did.
Mr. Chairman, what we're doing right now, we just doing cleanup, get the canvas on Monday. We are just trying to put everything together. As you know, or have heard, that there may be a possibility of a special election in the 2nd Congressional District. The city of Chicago has 151 poll precincts and 19 split precincts. So what we're doing is we're concentrating on the voter history, get those done first so we can see where we're at. But the staff is going to do a debriefing within the next couple of days, so we'll be able to give a report to the board members about this last week.
Okay. I would be interested in that. I think, by and large, we had a good election. We had a few hiccups in the morning, obviously, with our website. But I was curious, what would you guess were the total number of voters in the first, say, two hours or 2.5 hours?
And that's what from looking at the numbers, from when the polls opened till 11 o'clock was your biggest hit. And we saw that 4 years ago, where we had a big hit in the morning, and then it was trickled through the day, and at night, you didn't have a huge rush like we've had in the past. So it looks like the voters are moving more towards voting first thing in the morning before they go to work.
So we had over 1 million votes cast in this election. Correct my math, right? 1,900,000. So
I think we're at 1,034,000 right now or something like that.
okay. I'm guessing, based on some of the things I've seen, that we may have had 500,000 voters vote within the first three hours or so of the day.
We did.
So that was a tremendous stress on the internet and the whole system. But by and large, we held up, except for the internet. So I know that when you guys have a chance to look at that, you'll bring recommendations to us on how to build that system to withstand that kind of And I think we've never gone beyond 30% utilization or capability of our internet, and we obviously went over 100% within a couple hours. So
Yeah, the pipeline was full,
Yeah.
to say the least.
so and I think we'll have to also look at the phone system, but maybe the internet would have taken off the phone. But you guys will analyze that for us.
And we know what happened and what we need to concentrate on. I've already spoken to communication from both city and county to sit down and meet with them. That's what they do for a living, and work something out.
Great.
I think we're, I'm sorry.
Well, I think it's obvious that we will need greater capacity, but also as the voters become familiar with the new precinct polling places,
Right.
there should be less of the calls of where's my polling place, and so forth. So,
And you have to understand, redistricting hit us. We worked on precincts. In fact, our last change of our precinct was 4 days or 5 days before the election. We didn't get the maps in time. I mean, things that we just didn't have control of.
Well, but yes, yeah, we did send out 2 mailers to citywide with the new polling place information and so forth. So, I mean, we were making an effort to communicate
But I
this.
think we
Not everybody read it.
relied, I think we relied on that, thinking that people would keep it and save it for election day. And I think the vast majority of people looked at it and either put it somewhere where they forgot or threw it out.
Well, we keep in mind, I mean, before we beat ourselves up too much, we had a higher turnout of people going to the right polling place than we did 4 years ago, a little less than 8 years ago. And neither of those years were redistricting years. Secondly, we had fewer provisional ballots, which came as a pleasant surprise. Because that was our biggest concern. We had reports of some locations possibly running out of provisional ballots, and it turned out that there was, in some of these instances, mistakes being made by the judges of the election in terms of the handling of provisional ballots. And overall, we had fewer this time provisional ballots cast than we did in 2008. The website did receive unprecedented levels of traffic, and part of that congestion were people who made it through the turnstile, and there was a crowd of people behind them. When they were pulling down these PDFs of their sample ballots, that became a problem. That drained capacity. And then we had the new phenomenon of people using multiple devices. We could tell by looking at the queries, if someone wasn't satisfied with the tablet performance when they were looking up 7200 South Merrill, they would use the smartphone and or the PC. So there were different IP addresses pinging for the same thing, or they'd use the texting system. So we had repeat users from the libraries, from the 311 Center, a lot of different people trying to help voters at the same time, as well as independent organizations. So then we fortunately we had 2 Plan Bs for both the texting system and the website itself. So we're able to redirect people to the state website, which doesn't have PDFs of ballots to pull down. And so we were able to rebuild our capacity, put the search engine part of it on a different server, and once we were able to do that, everything worked smoothly. But we have more recommendations coming down the pike.
And we do need to look, our voters are used to going into the polling place and voting right away, not standing in line. We did have lines for early vote. We need to first of all, early vote, something happened with early vote that we did not give the same cooperation for the libraries, park districts, other areas where we used to get the large gym, we get, the larger rec room. We got the smaller rec room. And that's what caused a lot of problems. But we still voted 243,000
in
in less
13 days,
13,
as opposed to 8
5
days.
less days.
Yeah, 5 fewer days.
So, I mean, there were a lot of pluses. I'm still not real happy, but we got the election off. It was our final percentage. It was 73.
We're right under 74% right now, which is higher than we